So we got a truly unbelievable set of circumstances unfolding here. Hey guys, how come you're leaving these bricks out for anybody to come and steal? Who told you to do that? How come they leave the bricks out? But isn't it weird to leave them? Huh? I mean, I'm just saying, aren't you concerned somebody's going to steal all these bricks? It's expensive construction material, isn't it? Okay, everybody all around thinks it's weird to leave bricks out unattended. All right, well, those guys were polite enough to speak with me. Bricks are not the subject of today's video. People know I've been really kind of upset about this idea that Andrew Cuomo, not the idea, it's happened. Cuomo has received an Emmy. Now, many people had the creative idea that maybe they should make a new award for Andrew Cuomo, give him an Enemy award. That would make sense. I just spoke to the guy driving this police cruiser. He said the governor was not here today. Yeah, they're aware that they spoke to me. And when I say here, I'm walking to the Hammerstein Ballroom. I think people are going to be surprised to see how close this is to my apartment. I just left minutes ago. Hammerstein Ballroom, it's part of the Manhattan Center. I actually have worked in there a couple times. We recorded Sheryl Crow, 3D concert for Sheryl Crow, and I feel like somebody else over there. I don't know where those ever went. I think 3Net on Discovery Channel or something that's out of business now. But they're having this virtual Emmys event. It's the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. That's part of Hudson Yards, this sort of new smart city. This is the post office that basically Facebook is taking over 750 square feet of space inside there. And also it's the train station underneath now. But the Hammerstein Ballroom, it's just blocks away from here. I do not believe the governor was there. I am not pursuing the governor. I don't recommend that anyone do that. Anything that I talk about with regard to Andrew Cuomo, I want legal action taken against this guy. I think he has done a terrible job. If this is what wins Emmys, frankly, I'm not surprised. I think the Emmys are terrible. The Emmys are showing us what they're all about. But the thing that's significant about this is that this is the first time in history that the Emmys have given an award to a sitting politician. They'll try to deceive you, which is basically something they've done quite a bit. But they published a thing that said this isn't the first time they've given an Emmy to a politician, and they refer to Al Gore. Now, the interesting distinction there is that Al Gore received an Emmy in 2007. I'm not sure for what, maybe narrating his stupid fictional thing about how the world was going to end in 12 years, which didn't happen. But Gore won an Emmy in 2007 after he had retired from politics, was not holding a public office, was not running for anything. Andrew Cuomo is the governor. He's a Democrat. I have alleged that Adam Sharp, the president and CEO of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, in a public lawsuit, I have alleged through counsel, through my corporation, which they've sued, that Adam Sharp is a political operative. I think, actually, it seems that the entire Academy of Television Arts and Sciences organization is a politically partisan organization, and this award of an Emmy to Andrew Cuomo seems to prove that beyond a doubt. Now, what I'm really interested in having happen is I want some legal action to be taken against Andrew Cuomo, because he is destroying the state I was born in, the city I was born in, the city I live in, and frankly, the city I love. It's a wreck over here, people. And I know everybody says, oh, leave, leave. I don't want to leave. I want the thugs and losers to leave. They're generating lines outside every city MD place that you can think of, because everybody is made so nervous about the coronavirus by Andrew Cuomo's masterful press conferences. Anyway, whatever your opinion might be about whether or not Andrew Cuomo should have won an Emmy, The International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences is based here in New York. It's on 52nd Street or 57th Street or something like that. No one should go there. No one should harass them. I am not recommending that anyone do that, for real, seriously. Don't bother these people. I want legal action to be taken. If there are tax attorneys out there who understand charity law, I want to know. Have they violated their 501c3 status by engaging in politically partisan activity and giving Andrew Cuomo an Emmy while he's governor of New York? I don't think they should be allowed to do that, and if they want to, I don't think that your tax money should pay for them. When someone's tax exempt, whether it's Robert David Steele's Earth Intelligence Network, the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, these things don't pay tax because ostensibly they're doing something to further education. I mean, they want to educate people about television, whatever. I don't think it should be tax exempt. And if it's going to be tax exempt, it doesn't seem like the law permits them to engage in politically partisan activity. So I hope that people will look into that. People who have credentials and knowledge and know how to act. I'm going to contact the New York State Attorney General and ask why they aren't investigating this. This should have been shut down. Andrew Cuomo is the governor of this state. I think it was AMC who said Andrew Cuomo is destroying their business and actually destroying the entire business of making movies by keeping theaters in New York City closed. Now, I was looking all over the place to try to find out where this was happening. We're here outside the Manhattan Center. It says face coverings are required. Can I go in here? I'm sure it's locked. Let's see if we can go in. Hi, is it still going on? Is this still going on, the Emmys?
No.
It's over? Was Cuomo here?
No.
Okay, thanks guys. All right, so it's over. Mandy Patinkin was there. Frankly, anybody who's involved themselves with this charade should be embarrassed, ashamed even. I knew he wouldn't be here, but I thought it would be good to come up. I didn't even check if I'm live. I ran out of the apartment. I'm not really one. Okay, it's live. I'm not really one to run around New York City trying to cover breaking events, because let's face it, as a one-man band, that's not really something I can do. But this is a particularly interesting event to me. The Emmys are suing me. How did they find out about the Crony Awards video, which frankly I wasn't even thinking about the Emmys when I made that. That was just a Hollywood Awards statue in general that I used to depict. This is the important thing about the Crony Awards. See, the Emmys, in their vast ignorance, which is shocking, when you see these highly paid lawyers, are they lying or are they stupid? It's hard to tell, but we'll find out. In their ignorance, you know, they seem to think that I named the Crony Awards because we were awarding things that like refused to lock down, some stupid nonsense that they made up. That's not it at all. It did parody their statue as a symbol of corrupt, crony Hollywood awards shows, and we're learning the depth of that corruption. I don't think I really fully understood it at the time that I made it, but now we see what's happening. And the reason why I say I think the Emmys are phony is because they know they're going to lose this lawsuit. The law and the facts are totally on my side, and that's bad for them because they started this for an improper purpose. They wanted to take down my YouTube channel during the time that the election was going on. Do you think they knew that there was going to be all kinds of impropriety and all kinds of debate about whether there was or wasn't a problem with the election, and that they didn't want pro-Trump social media influencers to have a voice during that time? Is that possible? It wouldn't even need to be a conspiracy. It could just be Adam Sharp doing that because he doesn't like pro-Trump content. There's a lot of that going on. But yeah, they said that the Crony Awards were awarding nations that refused to lock down. They made a lot of false statements in their pleading. And that's not it. The Crony Awards were given out to countries, and there were no actual awards, by the way. The concept was in and of itself a parody of awards. And they've just parodied themselves by giving Cuomo an Emmy. I wonder if they gave him the butt plug version. I might have discussed that yesterday, but it would match his nipple clamps and he could shove it right up his derriere. That would be an appropriate use of an Emmy for Governor Cuomo. I hope he sees this video. I really want him to be legally held to task because he is promoting the abuse of a 501c3 tax-exempt charity and its participation in partisan political activities by endorsing what Governor Cuomo has done to New York State and New York City. A city that is in economic ruin with a huge percentage of businesses closed. Restaurants dying by the day. And I don't think it is legal, as I read the IRS code, for a 501c3 like the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences to participate in politically partisan activity by giving out an award to a politician, and of all things, a politician who has handled this terribly. The Crony Awards, we were talking about places like Nigeria, where there's a very low number of coronavirus deaths, and we were asking the serious question, instead of sitting in Albany and telling people, do not be rude in your tone of voice, and instructing people how to not do Thanksgiving, instead of doing that, why doesn't Andrew Cuomo send a fact-finding team to Lagos, Nigeria, and ask them how they were able to have so few deaths in a densely populated country, in a densely populated city like Lagos? I don't know if Nigeria is famous for its medical technology, and certainly Lagos seems to be more densely populated than New York City, and they have so many fewer deaths. Why are they awarding a guy who's giving us...
Take my picture.
You want me to take your picture?
Yes.
Have a nice day.
God bless you.
You too. You too. Happy Thanksgiving. That was nice of her. But look at all these businesses that are closed. There's a homeless woman. Andrew Cuomo, while he receives an Emmy, is also talking about getting a $25,000 raise after he just released a book. How does this guy have so much spare time? I could barely find time today to get out of the apartment, and the phone calls and the follow-up and all the stuff I'm doing with lawsuits. I could barely find the time to get out of the apartment today and make this video. Andrew Cuomo is all over the place, receiving Emmys, giving himself $25,000 raises. Why doesn't he give $25,000 to that woman there? Why doesn't he spend $25,000 putting that woman in a warm hotel room? Andrew Cuomo is an absolute disgrace. I mean, look at the state of a business in New York City. This place is out. This place is for... This is award-winning work, Mr. Cuomo. Pizza place across the street, out. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is his great ideas, his science. Trust the science. I don't think that guy knows a damn thing about science. Because he's saying science tells us that you should sit outside. It's about 40 degrees, it's pretty cold. Not freezing, but cold. He thinks it's a good idea for you to sit outside in a plastic tent, and that's a way that businesses like restaurants can maintain. So let's talk about these plastic tents, because I've been saying some things about them for the past few days. There's not a lot of air circulation. Now this one, the front is open, but again, I don't know about air circulation. We would need to speak to somebody in the HVAC business. Oh, wait a minute, I did that already. This is Crowdsource the Truth. People with all kinds of backgrounds, expertise, and experience watch and comment at appropriate times. And sure enough, somebody who works in HVAC said to me that a typical arrangement in a place that's got a heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system is that the full volume of air in that space is replaced completely every 30 minutes. Circulated through, filtered through HEPA filters, whatever. But in these little tents, that's not happening. And we've been seeing varying degrees of air tightness. Obviously, they're not airtight, but there's reduced air circulation in there because it's just a stagnant body of air. No air conditioning, no heater, no electric system driving air through those things. So Cuomo, his version of science, which is basically like getting lectured by Tony Soprano, no scientists are allowed to weigh in with alternative points of view, countermanding facts, or anything like that. You just have to listen and obey, or he reprimands you in front of your colleagues at that press conference the other day. But his version of science is that you sit in that little trapped air capsule and stew in viral particles while your immune system is reduced by the fact that it's freezing, and you just sit outside in the cold while restaurants deal with going out of business. Gonna win an Emmy for that. It's fantastic. So I basically just wanted to come out here and let people know about what's going on. I was trying to find out where that thing was happening, although I knew it was very unlikely there would be a live audience there. There were a couple press releases that they had. I was really following this thing kind of closely on the EMMY's website, which is the, iemmys.tv. It didn't say anything about the Hammerstein Ballroom. I didn't find that until I was watching the thing online. Almost like they tried to do it in secret because they know that what they're doing is absolutely idiotic. Maybe, that's my opinion. I'm just assuming. I also want to let people know that if you're not following me, Crowdsource the Truth on Twitter, you can do that at CS the Truth. And I've just tweeted out a video. It's a phone call that I placed to Bruce, what's his name, Paisner? He's the president and CEO of the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. I actually got him while he was at the event. He answered his cell phone, and I asked him, doesn't this violate your tax-exempt status? He didn't seem too well informed about the topic. People can go follow at CS The Truth on Twitter and hear that. I'll put it up on banned.video as well, the Alex Jones alternative to YouTube. People go to banned.video, and there's a Crowdsource the Truth channel on there. Some people seem to have the incorrect idea that I'm being paid by Alex Jones or that I'm affiliated with InfoWars. I do like Alex Jones, and he's always been honest and generous with me, but I am not paid by him. I am not affiliated with InfoWars any more than I am affiliated with Twitter for having a Twitter account or Google for having a YouTube account. For all I know, Alex Jones will open banned.video to every single person in the world to upload videos. I don't know. But right now, he's let us on there. People coming to the Chelsea Bell Bar and Grill can, like John Travolta in the 1980s movie, you could be a boy in the bubble. And they put him in that bubble so that diseases couldn't get in. Stands to reason that if somebody in there, oh, there you go. There's a little spot where the coronavirus could sneak out or in. So there you go. That's science. That's Cuomo science. So well thought through. But anyway, I'll put the videos on there. People will also be able to see it on subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth or patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. I'll put that on there. Right now is a great time for people to subscribe to one of those channels, sponsor the show. You're going to be able to watch today's amazing episode with Cody Snodgrass and Dr. Gregory Ford, talking about his time in Iraq and discoveries pertaining to WMDs, the burn pits that we've heard so much about before that Dr. Ford believes caused Beau Biden's brain cancer. That was an amazing episode, but Jimmy and Joanne will be on with me later tonight. It's also a great way to help me counteract rogues like these EMMY people. Oh yeah, why does this thing not play anymore? I got to replace this video on here. Well, okay. That was a video that was supposed to suggest that people visit crowdsourcethetruth.com, where you can find out more about the Counter Lawfare Fund, and you can sponsor the Counter Lawfare Fund and help me fight bullies like the EMMYs, who I believe are engaged in some extrajudicial activities to try to counteract my anti-Cuomo message. Something that I am within my First Amendment rights to discuss. My feelings that the governor is not only incompetent, but he's abusing his position of power as the governor to receive things like Emmy awards from tax-exempt organizations that we all as taxpayers pay for, and you have a right to object to. If you're paying taxes, I think you have standing. Can lawyers let us know who gets sued here? Is it Cuomo? Is it the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences? Who gets held to account for this sort of thing? Or do we just sit by and let it happen? I'd like to see the governor sued for violating the Constitution, or I don't know what kind of lawsuit that would even be. Is it a mandamus suit to force him to carry out his role as the governor and stop acting like a guy who thinks he should be winning Emmy awards for destroying the city? Anyway, that's that. Andrew Cuomo, Emmy Award-winning destroyer of New York. I'm also going to be on the David Knight Show tomorrow at 10:15 Eastern, so people can get onto band.video and watch that. David's been very interested in what's going on with the Emmy lawsuit against me, and I appreciate that. Thank you, David. And I look forward to having an opportunity to speak to him about this. There's so much activity around from Verizon. I do appreciate the speed of their high-speed internet, but boy, there's just a lot of Verizon trucks. Anyway, with that, I'm going to wrap it up, this short video here this evening. Thanks for watching, everybody.